infertility doctor is trying to educate the public on in vitro fertilization. His message comes as a national debate is happening right now after a Supreme Court ruling and new legislation on IVF in Alabama.
ABC Action News reporter Keely McCormick is joining us live in Tampa this morning. Keely, you did speak to several people about this. What can you tell us?
I did, and that ruling caused some IVF clinics in Alabama to close. Now, some people I spoke with here want to see similar legislation passed here in Florida. Meanwhile, one local doctor is working to protect that service.
We believe the pro-life position is that every child should be protected by love and by law.
We recently had an unfortunate ruling in Alabama where they simply got it wrong.
A recent Alabama ruling sparking debate across the country. That ruling said that embryos created during fertility treatments should be treated as children. Since then, Alabama passed legislation to protect IVF clinics. But the governor there admits it's a quick fix and says they need to pass longer-term protection for IVF.
They flat out got it wrong where they're trying to say one frozen embryo equals one child. It's wrong.
Dr. Samuel Brown is the medical director at Brown Fertility. He's working to protect the treatment and tells me 8 million Americans were born through IVF. And he says 1 in 8 people have fertility issues. Meanwhile, I also spoke to one member from the Florida Preborn Rescue Group. He tells me he sees ethical concerns with in vitro fertilization.
Whether that person is conceived in a test tube or whether that person is conceived in a womb, that is a new human being, and so we believe that the state of Florida and other states should protect all life from that moment of conception.
A similar bill in the Florida House stalled in response to the situation in Alabama. The Florida Unborn Child Bill would have provided protections to an unborn child, but there was fear it could expose the Florida IVF clinics to lawsuits, like what happened in Alabama. I reached out to the sponsor of the bill, Republican Senator Aaron Grahl, sent me a statement saying, quote, "I understand there's still work that needs to be done. It is important we get the policy right with an issue of this significance," end quote. Dr. Brown says doctors and lawmakers need to work together on legislation like this. He explains not all frozen embryos can become babies.
1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 of those will be genetically normal and would make a baby. The other ones just don't make babies.
He tells me it can only grow into a baby if that fertilized egg is genetically normal. If that egg attaches to the uterus, then it is capable of growing into a life.
They think, well, an egg and a sperm, when they come together, that's a life. No, it ain't. It's not going to be a life until it attaches to a uterus and gets blood and nutrients from the mother.
And you can read more information about the IVF process on our website. That's abcactionnews.com. Reporting live in Tampa, Keely McCormick, ABC Action.